Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Morning Show. I'm your host, Allison Ankerstar, and today we'll be talking about yesterday's Fed rate hike, what's going on in tech stocks, and how to find unclaimed property. Before we begin, as a reminder, this is a financial education presentation. It should not be considered as personal financial advice. Full disclaimer information is available at ankerstarwealth.com. Good morning, Steve. Yesterday, the Fed raised rates by 75 basis points as predicted, but the market sold off anyway. Why?
Well, good morning, Allison, and good morning, everybody else. And so to bring you up to date on a few things before I get to your question is my voice is back. I'm still coughing a little bit. For the most part, I'm like 97% healthy now. So we can actually get back to the morning show. There will be one tomorrow and on into next week. So things are getting back to normal here at Ankerstar Wealth. Also, you may know that we were scheduled to have our every 3-year inspection today. The state of Texas canceled on us yesterday, or postponed, I guess, to be more accurate. So got another 2 weeks to prepare. So thanks for your patience on that. Obviously, we've had to go kind of heads down into our system here just to make sure everything's tight before they come in and give us our audit. And lastly, for those that follow along the volleyball saga, if you will, our youngest, their team from Round Rock High School, they won their first round of the UIL playoffs against Westlake. Tuesday night, pretty easy victory, 3-0. Was kind of expected, but still, it's always nice to get. And then tonight they play again at Round Rock. So due to a couple of favorable coin flips, they play tonight at home against a tough San Antonio Clark team. So all the teams are tough from here on out. So wish the little punky luck, and I'll tell you how they did tomorrow. All right, back to your question. So we wait all week long for this Fed meeting, 2 days, obviously, and then they have the announcement at 2 p.m. Eastern. And what does Powell say? So 75 basis point rate hike. If you follow these things closely, which, in the profession, we kind of hang our hat on these, immediately at 2 p.m., it's a release of the paragraph, right? That comes out and everybody sees, okay, 75 basis point, that was totally expected, and the market celebrated it. Market went up a couple hundred points on the Dow. Nice green move across the board. It held for like 20 minutes. So I actually went and ran a quick errand. And literally by the time I got back to the house, it had made like a 700-point swing and the market was selling off hard. So kind of crazy as far as the reaction. But what was the change? It was all in what Powell said. So you have the release at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then he does a press conference. And during the press conference, he has prepared marks and then takes questions from there. And he just said it's way too soon to consider. It was premature. That's what it is here. I'll try to highlight it so you can see it on the screen. Premature. This was the phrase that created the market. Premature to discuss a rate hike pause. So you have that, and then the terminal rate would likely be higher than previously stated. So when you think of the flight path we were on, 75 basis points, 50, and then 25, and then pause, he's saying that's not the case. It's going to be worse than that. Not good, right? So what does that do to the odds of recession and the odds of a bad recession? Obviously, it increases both of those. So the market sold off yesterday and is selling off today. So that's how a few words can move the market. You can see down here at the bottom, overall, the NASDAQ sold off by 3.4%. So really forecasting some pretty scary times ahead. So back in, I think it was September at Jackson Hole when he said, rough times ahead. Well, he just kind of reiterated that after months. So this move we've had higher recently in the market was proven to be early. So there's more pain ahead. So we shall see how it all starts to play out.
Next, technology stocks continue to sell off. Will the selling ever stop?
Yeah, well, tech stocks, like I said, NASDAQ's down 3.4% yesterday. I did want to show you this, and this is where, if you're investing with me, bear market strategy, right? We started in January. We knew it was going to be ugly. We had inflation. We knew the Fed was going to raise rates through the year. So what do we do to the portfolios? You clean out the speculative stuff and you focus on just core names. Even the core names have been hit pretty hard, unfortunately. But these are, again, long-term buy and hold type things, Apple, Amazon, Google. Some of them are down significantly. Some we've had to let go completely, like Meta, the old Facebook, if you will. So here's what we're looking at. This is a one-year chart. So, overall, 33 to 34% is what we're looking at. So a third of your portfolio, right? So, $1 million portfolio that's all technology is down 300K. So these are big moves. Again, the primary strategy is to hold through. And when I say hold through, you need to take a look at the 5-year chart. We've had these sell-offs before, right? There's one here in 2020, that was COVID. This was the last rate hike sell-off here, where at the end of 2018, basically sold off and gave back years worth of gains. Where's the market right now? We're about even with where we were in June of 2020. So really kind of a lost couple years in tech. So how further down is it going to go? I just don't think much. I think we're right at that point to where we kind of bounced last time. So I don't expect us to sell off more from here. But the good news with technology, when you look at this chart, which is now a 40-year chart, the technology is where you're going to make your most money over a career of investing, right? I started right here in 86. Obviously, things have gone very well. Things are going to continue to, tech firms are going to continue to change the world, high margin products and services, and make things more efficient for us on a daily basis. So don't give up on your tech just because it's ugly for right now. It's the place to be for long term.
Last, you've talked about how people should search occasionally for unclaimed property. How can folks do that?
Yeah, especially if you've, like former military, like our family, we bounced around a lot. This is something you should do every now and then. It's kind of like running your credit report every now and then, and like nobody does, right? But literally put this on your checklist. No matter what state if you're in Texas, I pulled up the website for you, claimittexas.gov, or just simply, search unclaimed property and put your state in there. Or if you've moved around a lot, each state you've lived in, just put unclaimed property. It'll take you to that. The comptroller site is what has it for everybody. So when you move around, there's certain accounts that get lost for whatever reason. Bad addresses, no emails, phone numbers that work, return mails, these things, the accounts get locked and then they get reported after a certain amount of time. I don't know exactly what it is. They get reported to the state as unclaimed. And literally they just sit there. And if you've ever seen there's every now and then the government will run an ad like, there's $4 billion of unclaimed property in Texas, go here and Google your name, right? So you go right down here. So this is unclaimed. So claiming property, you put like Allison, Ankerstar, unlikely that she has unclaimed property at her. Whoa, what are all these Allisons, right? So when you put in your name, then you can see all these accounts that come up. So you have the owner name is Allison. So then you would look through here and you would see if, here's with the property type, a death benefit, a cashier's check, refund on an individual policy, vendor check, not disclosed, payments for goods and services. Now, expectation management. The amounts are not going to change your life, right? You didn't win the lotto and not know it, right? So you have to claim that. But I mean, small amounts, but they do add up. There's a couple in here, a couple $1,000, contents of a safety deposit box. So there's the addresses in here, cities. You can search by zip code to kind of narrow this down. But basically, once you find something and you think, oh, this is me, like, you know what? That is me. You click claim, then you continue to file your claim. Then you hit net, or you say, yep, I'm the owner. And then you go in and you basically send this off to the state. I have successfully done this. I had some dividends that went to the state of New Mexico for some reason. It was like $14 or something. But, we're worth getting on the website and filling this out. So obviously, we're not going to file that claim. So, because that's not actually Allison. But that's how you do it. If you're in a different state, just help the client with this this morning. This is the California one. So they look different. But the keywords is unclaimed property. And then you click on that search function and same thing. When you put in your name, you want to put in different names like Allison Ankerstar, Allie Ankerstar, any other Allison Floresca Ankerstar, all of your different versions of your names or previous addresses, and continue to search those things the different way. So worth your time to check it out, and maybe you find something, maybe you don't, but it's worth taking a few minutes to do so.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Please submit your questions as a comment through social media or directly to our email at vipservices@ankerstarwealth.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get daily updates. That's all we have for today's show. I'm Allison Ankerstar, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.